We've got graphics, we've got titles, we've got animated 3D effects, we've got it all on today's show. This is the place to find out all about how to up your game when it comes to your live productions. Joining us today will be an expert, Mr. Travis White from NewBlueFX, and we've known each other for a long time, and Travis is going to get into it with all the new updates and features that NewBlueFX has brought to the table for live graphics production. It should be a really fun show. Always glad to have Travis on, and I'm super excited to show what he's got in store today, because it's going to be cool. So stick around. You're watching Wirecast Live. Welcome to another episode of Wirecast Live. I'm your host, Andrew Haley. Each week on Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time, that's right now if you weren't watching your clocks, we go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and we do live video. We do a lot about live video. We bring on experts on anything to do with titling, graphics like today, to marketing, building a business, using live video to reach others and inspire them. I mean, we've done a ton of shows. So if you look back over the last 2 seasons of this show, you'll find some really great episodes in the archives and some wonderful guests. So this is the place to come if you want to learn something related to live video or live streaming, and sometimes not. And this is also a place to join the community and ask questions and leave comments. And if you are a Wirecast user, if you're interested in using Wirecast, or if live video is just something that you are just getting into, or you're a polished expert at, hopefully this show has something for you. So you can find us by subscribing to our social channels. That's a good way. You can sign up for the live notifications on Facebook, on YouTube, or Twitter. They tend to let you know when somebody you're following goes live. Just make sure those settings are set correctly. Also, a much simpler way is we'll just send you an email. We actually have an email list for the show. It's at telestream.net/WirecastLive, and you can find us there. It's a quick sign up, just your name, email. We won't spam you. We just send you information about the show, about guests that are coming on, and we let you know when we've gone live. So hopefully those are a couple ways you can get involved and get the upcoming schedule for this show. Now, speaking of which, actually, we have a couple fun things that we're doing today for the show. So the first thing I want to let you know is if we go to my desktop, I am, in honor of Mr. Travis White and NewBlueFX, I'm actually going to be watching comments here in the NewBlue social curation tool, and they'll be doing the same thing from San Diego, where they're based out of. So leave a comment in the Facebook post or stream and let us know where you're watching from. Say hi, just anything to let us know, and that way we can pull these comments in and hopefully display them during the show right on screen. So I look forward to you guys leaving comments, and that way we can hopefully get some of them on screen. Now, the next thing you want to know is that our schedule. I mentioned that we send out emails about upcoming schedules and things like that. We're actually going to be off for the holidays, and we will be back January 11th with Season 3. So this will be our 3rd season, and we are already planning some cool new changes. We did a whole show refresh for Season 2. We've been very happy with that, and we want to keep upping our game. So lots going on here at the Telestream Web Studio, and a lot of preparation for not only the holidays, but also the new season coming after the break. So, and we're going to kick that off, Season 3, Episode 1, with a very special and very well-known live streaming expert in our industry. So if you haven't heard of him, you don't know who he is. His name is Jan Ozer, and Jan has been around for a long time. He writes a lot of reviews and does a lot of sort of tutorials and sort of white papers on streamingmedia.com. So Jan Ozer is going to be joining us on that first episode on January 11th. So mark your calendars, sign up for the email list, and we'll remind you when that show goes live. One more announcement before we get into our topic for today. We will be running a promotion till the end of the month. So we had a webinar this morning all about Wirecast gear. Check it out if you didn't get a chance. I kind of covered what it is, what it can do, why it might be useful for replacing old hardware if that's something you're looking to do, and that you also have this opportunity to save on this product. We are running this promotion to the end of the month, so take advantage while you can. and go get it. Wirecast gear you can get a large amount of money off of this machine if you're looking for a new system if you already own Wirecast. So if you have more questions about that, tweet at us or email us, and we will be happy to help you with that. All right, without further ado, I would like to bring on our guest for today, Mr. Travis White, coming to us live from his office and the NewBlue offices in San Diego, California. Travis, are you there?
Hello.
Hey.
I'm right here.
How's it going?
Doing great.
All right, you guys aren't close to the forest fires, I hope.
No, that was more North County.
All right,
sure.
North County. Okay, so far so good. So how are things going? I know it's been a busy year for you guys, especially busy last few months.
Very busy here. Very busy last few months. We actually just got our latest update out on Tittler Live 3. Just Monday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Elise, was that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got Elise right here with me.
Hey, Elise.
And so we're really excited about that update, and it has a lot of great just added feature enhancements, and I'll be showing that stuff today. And we're just getting a lot of traction, both not only with our Tittler Live product, but also with Tittler Pro, which works on video editing applications, and people really seeing a need of taking the same design back and forth between post and live. So that story is really continuing to build and getting it out there. So we're pretty excited about that.
That is very cool. Like, in fact, actually, I want to send our first comment live. Lutz from Germany, one of our most avid supporters here at Wirecast, love him, has left a comment. So if I can throw that live, I will do that. Let's try that one more time. And I'm going to throw it one more time on. Boom. There it is. So using your technology, Lutz left a comment on our Facebook live stream right now. And I grabbed it in your curation tool, and I'm piping it across the network with NDI to our control room where Deborah Lee can add it as an NDI source. And then the magic happens, and we get the comment right on screen. But, of course, you're doing a lot more than just this little simple application of this tool, and a lot has gone into this update. So can you talk a little bit about what's going on with the update and what you've added to it, what's new in it?
Sure. Yeah. Well, for one, just a lot of responses to users coming back to us and saying, hey, this experience and that experience, and we should continue to hone what the product can do. There's a great new polling feature in there, and it's reaction polling as well as comment polling, and I'll show you what that does. Is you can actually put actual strings in like if you want somebody to say someone's name or say a word. There's just some enhanced templates, enhanced experiences. So we'll just kind of walk through it. But I think a lot of the audience wants to see, what does it mean to work inside Tittler Live and just get something up, right?
Yeah, totally.
And so we'll show what that workflow looks like.
Okay. Well, if you don't know it, Tittler Live is bundled with Wirecast. We ship the free version with the Tittler Live Express, which does what I just did, which is the Facebook comments. And that comes with the Wirecast Studio license for free. And then if you jump up to a Wirecast Pro license, you get the new the Tittler Live Present, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so
and a big part of that is spreadsheets controlling graphics.
Okay,
and we'll show what that looks like.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is let's start from let's kind of build up from there. Maybe what is it like to get started with a version that might come with Wirecast if you're a user, and how you can get started adding titles and graphics. We can build from there. What I don't want to do is maybe show stuff that users don't have access to right off the bat yet. But if we can talk about how they could add those in, if there's something really cool that you're showing off, then they're like, how do I do that? How do I do that? And you're like, well, you just need to upgrade to complete, or you just need to upgrade to sport or social.
It'll be a progressive dinner tonight.
All right, sounds good. Let's start with course number 1 then.
Okay, so first off, we'll just go over to my screen here, and what I have is Tittler Live on the left, and I have Wirecast on the right. And I'm going to go to a second tab here, and we'll go ahead and just delete this one. And I'll show you how to get started. So each source in Wirecast is one tab within Tittler Live. So if we go right now, we can do Tittler Live, which is the Tittler Live working as a plugin inside Wirecast. We can also do NDI. And which I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to choose Travis PC 02. You notice that my tab over here is 02. That's the name of that tab. I can change the name if I want. and we'll click that there, and now it's in my shot bin. So I don't have any graphics in here yet. So let me go into the library. I'll open up my library here, and I can hover over a number of templates just to kind of show the variety of the kinds of designs that you can get done inside Tittler Live. So all of these designs come with the different products, and if I go back one category, maybe I want to go to maybe main titles, which comes with all of them. Here we go. So we can have some blinds. Notice that everything is not just two-dimensional. It's three-dimensional animations, and they're all developed in a 3D space.
That's so cool.
Here's one that's kind of epic. Little lighting going on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot that you can do, but what I'm going to do here is go into title design. So at this point, this was the fundamental. So where you can, let me just pick one. I'll just pick one and put it down in the lower thirds, let's say. Let's grab a lower third and Ocean lower third there, drag and drop, apply it to the playlist, and now I have this graphic.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go to the source in Wirecast and then I hit live, that design plays in.
Right. It looks,
And then
it's all animated. All that's already set up.
That's right. If I hit clear and hit the button again, it animates out. So you can do a lot of great things here. You can put in whatever you want to say. Let's say this is NewBlue, NewBlue, and hit enter. And now you see right here, I'll just close my library. It's updated here in the edit preview. So when I go live in my show, I'll go ahead and hit live again. So now we have a NewBlue right here as my graphic on my show.
Yeah.
So that's the most fundamental way. So they're animated, they're 3D. You can do the Facebook comments just like you showed with the Tittler Live Express.
Mm-hmm.
And so how that would operate is we'd go to the social feature.
Mm-hmm.
These other features won't be in the Express version. We'll get to those later. But this top one, Facebook Live Comments, is definitely there.
Where is the Get Comments button, by the way? I'm not seeing. Is it just supposed to auto-poll now?
You can hit the Enter key, or if you twirl down Comments right here, there's the Get Comments button right there.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So as we can see, I'll get some comments. We have some three comments that came into the show. This is great.
Right.
So which one do I want? Let's say love Wirecast. I'll give you some props. So we can click that one.
From Sean Whitaker.
Sean Whitaker. And go ahead and I'll just let you know, by the way, this is on my other
got it.
stream that I have. So I'm going to switch over here.
No worries.
And now I'm going to go live. There we go.
Boom.
Hey, Sean Whitaker, love Wirecast.
Nice.
So that's the ability to find a post, and you can do some searching too.
Yeah,
like,
Deborah Lee,
say,
can you throw the lower third, the Facebook comments NDI source at the bottom too? There you go. So we can actually do the same thing because I'm actually running the same tool here, right? So if we take him live right now, boom, there he is on twice. Okay.
That's funny. Also, if you open up the comments thing here, you can search for certain things. Let's say we'll just do love, enter, and now we're reduced down to just that message. So you can do hashtag whatever and find whatever you want in these comments and find them and get them live.
That's so cool.
And then you click the red button, and away it goes.
Yeah, so is this very difficult for somebody who's not experienced to set up? I mean, how quickly do you think they could get up and running with this?
Well, we've had a lot of comments that, especially against other graphic applications out there, that is pretty quick to get up to speed.
Mm-hmm.
There is a little bit of a concept to think about, is where no longer, with these animations, it's really powerful. It's no longer a picture sitting in your source bin, right?
Right.
It's no longer still sitting in the source bin. It's more like it's a link to this other application that's doing things. So that is something for people to think about. But when they go ahead and add that plugin, or they go to the capture devices and connect to an NDI stream coming maybe from another computer, they have that opportunity now to drive graphics over here on this other interface where you have the edit preview and some other things that we'll be getting into as well.
Yeah.
Now
that's kind of
go ahead.
what we're doing here, right? Is you can load this. So when you buy or download Wirecast, or if you're you go to the NewBlue Tittler Live website, the NewBlueFX website, you can download any of these and try them out, right? And then
That's right.
if you get or purchase a Wirecast license, then you should get a download link in your email with a license from NewBlueFX. And so you just need to make sure they don't auto-install together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You have to download and install the NewBlue application separately, but once it's installed, it should just pop up right in the Add Sources menu.
And that's a key point to point out, is that every Wirecast owner out there has a license.
They just don't know it yet.
Tittler Live.
Right.
Go get it. Go get it. Right.
Download it, install it, and it'll just pop up. Exactly. All right. So then they've now, so they download it, they install it. Now is it right away? Is it working, or now they need to enter their license number? Or they need to fire it up?
Yeah, they'd put in a serial number into their activation manager. So when they do the installation, at the end of the installation, a little application manager pops up. I can show you what that looks like here. I'll switch over. Oops. I just launched the second version of the app. Don't save. I wanted to hit this button. There we go.
Got it.
So here's the application manager, and notice I own a lot of NewBlue products.
Oh,
it's
weird.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is where you just enter in a serial number. An enter serial number button would be here, and then you're activated.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so then at that point, the application removes any watermarks or logos, and you have access to whatever types of features you have. And so
that's right.
Okay, so so then you can, and everybody should have access to the Facebook comments feature, right?
That's correct.
And anybody in Wirecast can load those comments up either on the same machine that they're running Wirecast on, like you're doing.
That's right.
Or
yeah, so right here on this machine, I have both Wirecast and Tittler Live on the same machine.
Okay.
As we can see right here, both sitting next side by side.
Right. Okay. So those are side by side. The NewBlue is basically sending titles through on the same system right over to Wirecast. They're running together, working together. Now, if you want to control that, say Elise, who's sitting in the room, she can actually push comments. She can actually control what comments get shown and pushed. She can actually control the NewBlue Tittler Live application in a sense by pushing comments to it, and she could be on any other computer on the network. She doesn't even have to install NewBlue to control NewBlue.
Right. So I have Elise to my left here, and she's looking through the social media comments that have come in, and she might find something that's interesting. She's working in a browser. So this same tool that is on my desktop, this social media tool, I can open in browser. And then anyone that has that IP address can just go to open that in any browser on the network and go ahead and make a social media post go live, like Elise just did right there.
All right. So she just pushed that live. That's awesome. And okay, so she's looking at comments. She's using the social tool, which is a browser-based tool. It actually can
That's right.
It's totally different than the NewBlue tiling software. It's just a controller web browser portal, right? So she's using that. She can curate the comments. She can look at Facebook comments. She can look at YouTube. She can look at Twitter. She can look at all those if she wanted to. And then basically, as long as there's a title that's all set up on the NewBlue software that's then hooked up to Wirecast, she can basically push any of those comments and into titles like she did.
That's right. Yeah, actually, just on my screen here, if you go down into this social template I have here, these are the attributes of this given template about where is the data coming from. And so at the top of the inputs is the choice of none. So if you're just kind of doing a manual entry of information. But down here in the social area, we have the ability of social all, which means that any social media activity would come into this same template if you have a generic template that you want it all to come into, or Facebook comments, polling, live comments, reaction polling, Facebook posts, which is different, obviously, than comments on a stream, and then Twitter as well. So you have all this coming in with the social tool.
That's cool. All right, and then additionally, if you don't want to if you want to connect Wirecast and NewBlue together, they don't even have to be on the same machine.
That's right.
They could install Wirecast on one system on the network, and then NewBlue on the other system, another system on the network, and then the same thing. Elise could control it either on that machine or from another different machine on the network, and send all the comments. And then that NewBlue machine can send an NDI signal to the Wirecast system over through NDI on the network.
That's right. So just as long as you have your network cables connected or your Wi-Fi, it doesn't matter. That NDI enables it. And the point here in, I need to get my live, well, actually, just inputs, outputs, NDI. Notice I have that checked on my application here under the outputs menu. That's what's enabling sending out NDI.
Now, does that come with a certain license level, the ability to send NDI out?
NDI works with Express as well.
It works with Express as well. Okay, so again, anyone who buys Wirecast Studio or above will be able to do this.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Or you can just head over to the NewBlue website and do the same thing. All right, next question then. So let's get into polling. I really want to see that. Let's even do a poll for our viewers.
Let's get into the polling. All right. So first off, I'll go into my Facebook Live here. And so this stream key, in fact, if we check out my screen here, I'm watching.
There's our stream. All right.
Right. So right click. Let's see. Where can I get the link?
You right click, get URL.
Right click. There we go. Show video URL. And above, for some reason, it posted up here. So there we go. So there's my video URL. So I can copy that.
So that's our stream right now.
And then I can come over to Facebook Live comments and paste that in, which I've already done. And now we have a couple of features here. We have comments, which we've been working with right now. We have reaction polling, and we have comment polling. The difference between reaction polling and comment polling is that reactions are based on the emoticons that Facebook offers. So Facebook is working with those 6, haha, love, like, that kind of stuff. So this would be kind of fun. So let's open up the reactions polling. And there's response 1, response 2, all the way to response 6. So I'll show that in my UI there. So all the way to response 6. Response 1, I have configured to look at likes. And response 2, I've configured to look at love.
Okay.
So if I come down here into my reactions graphic right here, its input in its attributes is set to Facebook reaction polling. And so now when I go live,
boom.
There we go.
There it is.
There we go.
So what question are we going to ask here?
Here's what I want to know. Yeah, I know. What are we going to do, right?
Right.
So this is a preset. So at least can we start at 0 here? Clear this stuff out. All right. So the question is, how are you enjoying this webinar so far? Are you learning good things?
Are you guys liking this web stream?
Are you liking it?
All right.
You love it?
I like how we only give them 2 options, like and love. So either way, it's positive. There's no bad option here. You have to either like it or love it.
Exactly.
No, leave it. Yeah, no option. All right. So if we go, I'm actually going to go to the stream right now, and if I add a comment, I'm going to hit the like button here. I like it. I love it. Hold on. Let's do a love. Let me actually grab this right here. Okay. Going to pull this up live in a second. All right. And click on it. There we go. Yeah, I love it. All right, so we have 12. Looks like it's breaking down. We've got several comments here. We got some loves. We got some likes. It's updating. Now, it seems to be flashing back and forth a little bit between the 38 and the 8.
I'm going to stop. I think Elise and I were in conflict of polling because I noticed that I was still polling right there.
Got it.
Elise, you're still polling, right?
Correct.
All right. So what do your percentages say there? 6 loves?
6 loves.
Do we have any likes?
I see at least 4 likes.
4 likes, huh?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think even I see now 8 loves and 4 likes on Facebook. Let's just make sure that's correct. Now we're up to 16 total. So
wow,
I'm impressed.
There'll there'll be a bit of a lag there, but they're coming through.
Okay.
You can see them coming.
That is really, really cool. How many polling templates have you created? Is it easy to make your own?
Yeah, it is pretty easy to make. The whole point of a poll is you have the idea of a graphic that goes from empty to full.
Right, 100%.
Or nothing to all.
Right.
So is it a growing smiley face? Is it a bar? Is it a video of like you're in a car and you maybe shoot a dashboard that has like 0 to 60 or something like that. So it can be any kind of animation that's from nothing to all, and you can then connect that to the graph polling that we have.
Got it. So, and then when have you guys even, I mean, maybe probably a little early for this yet, but it would be really cool to have kind of a philosophy of design or a little tutorial on like how you might build your own polling graphics,
That is definitely in the works right now.
That would be cool.
As well as some content, some templates that you can just really see how it's all built.
It's gonna be so cool. Okay, so sounds like you really have to think about the end goal in mind. Like, what's the max full look like? What does the halfway and partially full states look like of each graphic?
Exactly.
All right.
And probably we can go back a little bit and just show people how about Title Designer and how you could work with that. So I'm going to go ahead live over here with this one graphic, and instead I'm going to go into Edit Title Design. Let me bring my screen up here. So there's this button in attributes called Edit Title Design. And if I open that, I get our designer. So this is where everything's made. So, and this is available to everyone that has present or above. So you can have different pieces of text. You can have different shapes. If we wanted to go over here and, let's see, go back into my library and find maybe that polling shape, response poll. Not that one. I wanted, I don't think I saved that anywhere else. But let's do something simple. Let's do like a main title, shall we? So we'll go into main titles. We can hover over some titles and find a template that we like. And maybe this one. I want that to be the opening to my show, for example. So I'll drag and drop and apply it in Title Designer. And as you can see down here, there's a timeline that has the different parts to it. So your name here, your title here, there's a rectangle, and there's another rectangle. And each one of these might have a different animation on it. This is a little transition animation. So if I'm bringing in your name here, notice it's fading in.
Right.
Whereas this background rectangle, it has this pop-up kind of animation on it. And those animations are also found in the library. If we go to transitions, animations, or fluid motion pack or kinetic motion pack, you can find a lot of cool stuff in there. And so you drag and drop those to the timeline. So you just keep going back to the library to get stuff. So let's say in this background, gray background object, I want to go to its style. Well, over in the attributes, that's where the style tab is found. And I can see that I have two style layers. There's this white layer that kind of just has this thin white line on the outside, and then there's this gray layer. So let's say instead of a gradient, which is what I have right now, instead I want an image. So I can go to an image, click the swatch, bring in an image. Now I want to go to this other rectangle, and instead of being orange, let's say I just want to color pick gray, and I could be done with the title right now. I can close this. Yes, keep my changes. There we are. I'm looking at the edit preview here. And maybe I don't want to say your name here anymore.
Right.
But we might say
I know you had to change your name legally to Travis, but we don't want your birth name here.
Let's see. Talking Titler Live. How's that? With Andrew Haley. All right. Let's go live. Zoop.
Boom. And you basically modified that exactly, took an existing template and just made it look the way you wanted it to look.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So So that's how easy it is to work in Title Designer to get going.
That's cool. So I've got a couple comments here. Vicky's leaving some great comments here. She's going like, "This is so awesome." I'm gonna throw that on the screen, Deborah Lee. Let's put hers if we can. Make sure I've got these. There we go. This is so awesome. And she's super excited about how the polls look. Says they're very clean. She loves how they look. So Vicky, we can't wait to see you use this on your own show as well. And then Chris is also saying he really digs this on NewBlueFX. So I'm hoping we've got some converts today on the show, Travis, because
I think we will.
we're trying to show the proof is in the pudding. You're showing what is possible with this, with both building your own designing your own titles. You've already got an amazing template library. The template library, by the way, I always say this, but it's built with the template designer. You guys use your own sauce to make the templates. It's not like you're going out to some secret application and bringing back the better design titles for templates. You're actually using the software itself to build all the templates. So anybody can build their own templates.
Any template we ship, you guys can build your own. You can make that happen.
Like this awesome flipping FX graphic.
Oh yeah,
in the corner.
So let's do that. So let's go to my screen here, and I'll show you just another simple idea. So this graphic right here, if I double click it, it was actually designed right smack here in the center. I can preview it in, and we get a little animation on that. And let's say I need it to be bigger. I can scale, I can position to where I want it to be. And then what happens here is that because you've positioned it in a new place, the 3D scene actually gets rebuilt so that you don't have a cutoff moment where it's flying from nothing, right?
Right.
So now when we go live, we've got
awesome.
this great graphic happening here. So if I go back to my...
And do you have a looping thing going on now? Have you implemented looping?
We have implemented looping.
Oh, so cool.
Fancy moments, yeah. I'll show you how that works. So we're going to open Edit Title Design. And right here I have two objects. One is the FX, which happened to be a PSD file that I just brought in.
Okay.
And secondly is this just rectangle in the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I open these up, you can see there's some weightless transitions that I got from the library. That's pretty fun.
Those look
so
good.
That whole shatter thing is just happening because of weightless.
Yeah, okay.
This is the transitions tab. So styles, global, which is kind of general stuff, effects and transitions. Those are all available to you there.
Okay.
And to loop something, I put these keyframes in. You go to the global tab. And down here, you turn on the checkbox loop. And loop start, pick a position in time. You can either hit the use cursor, so wherever your cursor is.
Oh, nice.
That's
the
where it will be
starting of the loop.
Right. Or type in a value. And then loop end, I have the 3rd second here. And then I have this pause for the loop delay for 5 seconds.
Nice. So it'll loop once, pause for 5 seconds, then loop again, pause 5 seconds.
Exactly. So first it's flying in. Then the loop point begins.
Uh-huh.
Then we're looping through. Hits the end loop point. And then goes right back to the beginning.
Yep.
And just keeps working this.
And
until it's time
delay.
to go out.
Yeah.
And then it finally goes out.
Nice. So what happens if you try to take a graphic out in the middle of like a loop or something? If it's, you've sort of forced it to try to leave the screen before it's finished with its loop.
It will end up, let's say we go in here and I click out.
Yeah. It just waits a second, then it jumps ahead.
Yeah,
okay.
It just kind of waits a second, yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you implemented the looping thing because so many people wanted to be able to bring on an animated graphic and title, and there was something really cool about the animation that they liked. Like, for example, we fly on the WirecastLive logo, there we go, and fly it on, and then we could, turn it or put a shine on it, but we didn't want the shine to go all the time. We wanted to just, kind of go once in a while just to give a little motion to the screen. So now that's possible with this update.
That's exactly right.
So awesome. We're gonna have. So you just made a bunch more work for us because we're redoing the show here, and we got to think about all this stuff now.
Some other things to note is that so this is actually even possible in the Express version, right? This whole looping thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea with Express though is one graphic at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'd like to bring up a little bit. We were talking about Express, and I'd like to introduce the other SKUs that we have that are dedicated to certain markets.
Yeah. Okay. So
So-
everything we've talked about for the most part is in the Express version.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll open up here,
Boom.
and here we have. By the way, this is one PSD. I'll show you how that was done.
That's cool.
So we have Tittler Live Present, Tittler Live Social, Tittler Live Sport, and Tittler Live Complete. And all of these are dedicated to certain kinds of, kind of needs, right?
Right.
So Tittler Live Present, for example, it is a CSV, a spreadsheet-driven application. And that's besides all the title design, besides all the templates, besides the 3D animation, all that stuff that we already showed. Its special moment really is spreadsheets. And it makes a lot of sense because let's say you have some speakers or some ideas that you have already thought through and you want to present those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and bring up my lower third. I'm getting really tricky right now.
Yeah.
CSV inputs. Thank
So you
Luis.
can cover topics. I didn't, it's funny. I don't know why this didn't even occur to me. I always was like locked into the idea that you had to have names and graphics and titles, but I didn't even think about the idea that you could have topics. You could just create
Oh, yeah.
use this for topic segments and everything.
Yeah. So it's a really powerful. Let's jump into what the CSV tool is all about, and you guys can get an idea for Title Live Present. I'm thinking houses of worship. I'm thinking graduation ceremonies and universities and colleges and news programs.
Yeah, or
those kinds of
like you're saying,
stuff.
just people who want to get through a presentation or a business or a training, and they just
That's right,
make a
corporate.
spreadsheet file full of each particular lesson that they're about to teach or each section. That's really
Right.
cool. Okay.
Okay, so now we have our lower third here design. And again, in the attributes, it's connected to something called CSV Reader. So if I go to Inputs, General.
So I'm not seeing your
There's-
screen. Are we
Oh,
supposed to be seeing your
excuse
screen
me.
here?
Thanks, Andrew.
No worries.
The problem of producing and being the talent
It's
at the same
tricky.
time, right?
It is tricky.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to take the other graphics off so you just
Yeah.
really see my screen.
All right.
So you have this lower third, and if you go to Inputs, General, CSV Reader, which I already have open in a tab right here. By the way, people are probably getting this, but all these tabs are reconfigurable wherever you want them to be.
Mhm.
So you can really be the workflow that you want. So I already have two CSV or spreadsheet files connected. To connect one, I just type something like my stuff, whatever it needs to be, and then choose a file. I'm not going to do that right now, just point to a CSV, but I'm not going to do that right now.
Okay.
I'm just going to open the CSV so people get an idea of how complex does this thing need to be. Well, I can tell you that we have these things called variables, which we've been messing with in the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I change a piece of text, if I change an image, it updates, right? So each of those is called a variable, and the variable has a name, so it knows what to communicate with. This top line right here in a spreadsheet, this is where you put the variables that you want to control. So in this case, I have a variable called name, and I have a variable called subtitle. And now I have these pairs of different information coming down here, down in this row. So I have row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. All these are alternate data sets that I can put into this lower third. So, and this stuff over here, this is just working junk. This will not be recognized because there's no variable in the top row.
Okay.
I could put formulas here. I could put some text I want to have pre-written, and I just want to copy paste. But in this case, I'll just go ahead and close this down and show you what
Title
this
level,
looks like.
Ignore the rest of that, which is cool.
Yeah, so here we are. Here's CSV inputs. Let me go ahead and bring up my lower third. Ooh, wrong lower third. This lower third right here. And now I'm going to choose to go to I'm at CSV input. Let's do social media. Just updates like that because I have the name and the subtitle variables. And in this design, I have two pieces of text. One's called name, one's called subtitle.
Right. The
And I
name.
did that in Title Designer.
Right. Okay. So you basically define the variables that would change and fill in with new things. Looking good. What if a string or a name's too long? You kind of have to be aware of how many characters you've sort of set up each input, each variable for, right?
Oh, sure, no problem. So what we can do with that, I'll actually go ahead and take this off live, and I'll go into the title design, and I'll show you how to get that done.
Okay.
So comment, like or love. Let's one of the strings, right?
Right.
You can go into the style, and there's this tool called text fit modes. So fit box to text, right now that's what this mode is particularly in.
Got it.
That means as long as the text is, that's as long as the box is going to follow, right?
Got it.
But if I change to fit text to box, then this constraint turns orange, and now I can scale this up to where's my limit?
Right.
Where do I want that text? And then what happens when the text
The
gets
text
too
will
long?
be smaller.
It will be smaller. It'll reduce in font, or if you make the box tall enough,
It'll wrap.
it'll wrap.
Yeah. That's cool.
So that's how you constrain text to be what you want it to be.
Nice. Okay, so that's the CSV. And is there any problem with gapped rows in a name, like if there's a gap in the cells?
No, you mean an extra gap, like line 2 is empty, for example?
Yeah, if you like dragged all
No,
that
that's not a
down and
problem.
not an issue. Okay.
That will actually come in as an empty option in the CSV tool. So maybe you want a blank option.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And then so this is really the input CSV and Excel spreadsheet input. That's what Present is really good at. It's good at managing these long lists of data and types of
Exactly.
categories, which is really cool. So then what is Sport really good at? And I saw you had some sport stuff.
Yes. So let's. So just to remind everybody, actually, we have the next one. It was social. We did a little bit. Actually, before we go on to sport, if I could just make a couple mentions about the social product.
Of course.
Of just a little bit more expanded features, and then we will get to the sport for sure. So let's go back to that social interface.
No, I see you have your order here. You're going from top to bottom. Next is social. Let's talk about social. So it's my bad. I wasn't following the order here.
That's okay, Andrew. Okay, so we talked about comments. We talked about reaction polling, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we have here is, let's see. So we're talking about, oops, did I do that right?
Comment polling.
Anyway, all right. So we talked about Facebook Live. What we didn't talk about is, let's say, Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make maybe one Facebook Live go live. There you go. Hello, Vicky. And I'm going to go over to Twitter now. And I'm going to do #WirecastLive, and I'm going to search for that. And look what I found.
So we've got the graphic in the way, so it's a little hard to see what you're doing underneath the sidebar graphic.
So
there.
let me get rid of that sidebar graphic.
All right. So you're over in the social tool. You clicked on the Twitter, the bird. You logged in, I assume. And then you did a search for hashtag. Okay.
Yep. #WirecastLive.
I see Nick Cage.
And this is what we got. Yeah. So let's go live with Nick, right? So
nice. And it shows the comment, it shows the person's name and their profile photo and the time, and then it even shows the picture they shared.
Yeah, it even shows the picture. So if a picture is attached to a Facebook comment, there you can do. Now, there's more. So not only can you have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you can open this thing called a playlist. And when you open up the playlist, notice that these are all the things that we have played so far. They're all green. Here's a tweet right here. So click that one. That was previously from the show. And it's a mix now. You've got Twitter and you've got Facebook all in this one curated list.
That is cool.
And if you want to go through some more tweets and find something, you can hit the plus sign. And now you've added
to your
playlist.
List. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now you have this playlist that you can work through. And let's say you have
and what's
Facebook
really powerful is that you're mixing platforms right now.
Yes, mixing platforms. Now let's say a lot of shows that you see on television, they don't kind of fill up the screen with tweets all over the place. They'll tend to find a couple tweets or Facebook comments or some kind of social media that's really pertinent to the conversation, right? So let's say we want to go to the top here and play a couple tweets over and over again. So I can check off a tweet and 2 Facebook comments here, and I would like to loop the selected, let's say every 3 seconds. Now we'll go. So there we go. There's one. And then after 3 seconds goes the next one. Third one. So you can see that you can have a looping set of social media comments coming right out of the Social Pro tool feature in the social product.
And again,
Live
just to reiterate, nothing you've just shown can't be done in a browser by like Elise or anybody else, off camera.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
So those are the main things I wanted to show about the social product.
Yeah, that's a doozy, Travis. It's looking great.
Thank you. So the next one we want to do here is we want to show the sport. We'll get to the sport that we're going for. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and come down here. Actually, I can keep my head up. I'm going to do 2 things here. Go ahead and bring in a scoreboard.
Nice.
As well as maybe a lower third. And the sport product allows you to do lower thirds or scoreboards. The sport level would be 1 at a time. Mm-hmm. The higher level complete, you could do more than 1 at a time. But we'll show you how that works. So I'll go back over to my screen. And we are going to go Inputs, Sport. And we have a lot of things. We have Sportscast, which is a great partner of us. It's a little hardware box that translates field scoreboards into data that we can come right in, so you can get the actual clock and scores from the field scoreboard. A stat crew we work with. You can do some manual clocks and create your own. Let's say you're doing a race and you have a couple contestants you want to be following there. And then we have these scoreboard tools that you can control scoreboards with, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate here. So I've got a baseball tool here. And again, this can be opened up in a browser. You open up in browser. So here I have this tool in a browser that I can control a score from. So let's say the visitor. Well, that has to be Travis, obviously, right? And the home is Andrew. And go. The clock is going.
Clock's ticking.
Oh, Andrew, got a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 3. Oh, man, you're winning. You're too tired, so timeout, right? So there you go.
Are you choosing the sport here at all? Is there in any way like the 3s and the increments of the numbers? Like, do you just swap scores, or you just do assign whatever values you want to whatever buttons?
This is the basketball controller.
Right. Okay.
So this has certain things in the basketball controller, and if I went and opened up one of the other controllers like baseball, it'd be a different control set.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's pretty fun.
That is slick. So that can be opened up again in any browser on the network and from any point and location?
Any browser on the network.
That's so cool. So
now, if
you just need to add to the URL when you're opening it. So in order, you just add like the controller as like the
yeah. So
sub-page.
I don't know if you can see it here on the screen, but
slash
the IP address
slash got it.
Yeah.
Scoreboard tool /baseball/baseball.html.
Yeah, and you don't have to remember all that, of course, right? You just click the
copy paste
open in browser tool, and it gives it all to you right here.
That's so cool.
So that's the sport tool. So it really brings in scoreboards, or you can do lower thirds as well. Or if you here's a great thing about our lineup of products is if you have let's say you want some social going on with your sport, right? Or you really want to get into a lot of pre-configured data with your sport.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a product called Complete, which starts combining all these features together. So let's say if you had Tittler Live Complete, then you could bring in your scoreboard like I have it right now, and then you could bring up a lower third that instead of manually controlling it, you could go over to your CSV, let's say, and you could pick maybe, Dwight's on my team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Dumpkin's on your team. So you can, or I don't know, maybe it's Andrew.
Oh, I'm on my own team. All right.
Yeah, on your own team, yeah. Yeah, versus Travis.
All right, all right. I like the pose there. That's very well done.
And all that is, going back to the variables again, it's
Yeah.
just that happens to be a variable that I called image.
Yep.
And in that cell is an Andrew.png image in that cell. And that's how the
So,
CSV knew how to do it.
in the CSV file or in the Excel file, you added the pictures in that cell, or a link to them, or a URL? Are they hosted somewhere, like a file
Let's
path?
see if I can show you here. I think this is the one. Okay, there we go. There you are. So this is what this looks like.
Got it. Yep.
And
The image.
it wasn't image. I used a home logo and image. And notice it's just the name of the file. Now, you ask yourself, how can it find these images if
Exactly.
it doesn't
That's what
have
I was wondering.
absolute path? It can have an absolute path. So if it's on some random location, it can have an absolute path. But I'll show you that in this folder where this CSV is located. I should probably take these graphics off. Let me do that. In this folder where this CSV is located, there is a folder called textures. And as long as a CSV, it can't find the absolute path, it says, well, let me check the textures folder sitting right next to me.
Okay.
So those are convenient ways to work.
So the absolute path would be, you could copy and paste the absolute path into the cell if you wanted. So that would just be like user/documents/pictures/folder and then the name of the file, right? And that's
right.
That's one option. Or you can just throw everything in the textures folder next to the CSV file or the Excel file. And it doesn't make a difference whether it's Excel or CSV?
Well, it needs to be a .csv file.
It does have to be .csv.
Yeah, we are on our roadmap looking to support XLSX.
Okay.
But right now it's just the simple CSV.
Got it.
Which, when you're running that inside Excel or something, it's just,
you
can use all the formulas and stuff. It's just fine.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, and the nice thing is Elise can actually change this thing on the fly. So like if we brought up our lower third, let's do that right now.
Sports graphics.
She's going to change a cell in the CSV file that's being pointed to.
So the CSV file, it's hosted on a shared storage somewhere? She just did? Yeah,
she just did. The CSV file's on a location that both my computer and her computer can look at. And there you go. So not only do you have to use the tool inside Tittler Live, but you can have somebody really curating the data over in the corner. Let's say you're having a panel situation and the panel's just arrived, and at the front desk, they're like, "What's your name, sir?" or "Ma'am," and type it into the CSV and collecting that data and making it ready to go.
So it's swapped over to a new cell. There's changes going on. I assume that's because Elise is not only editing the CSV file in the shared location, but she's also then managing it through the control tool, through the controller.
At present, what we do want to actually take this CSV tool and make it into an HTML control as well. That is our plan.
Okay.
So that'll be on the roadmap. But at present, she is just directly editing the CSV file.
So she's just taking the same, whatever cell happens to be the current one. She's like, oh, replace that with Travis Wright, replace that. She's just copy pasting it in.
That's right.
And then it's animating in the new text. So what this is telling me then is that you could host the CSV file on a shared cloud drive, and Elise doesn't even have to be in the same room or on the same network. She can be in Florida.
As long as your computer can find the file, yeah.
Wow. So that's pretty sweet. She doesn't even need the local LAN. The file. You could just give her one cell to work with. She could run all the titles right there.
As long as the main point actually is that Tittler Live itself, it needs to be able to open up that file.
Right.
So as long as you could do the file open process and all your permissions are there.
Well, yeah, and I mean I think that obviously Tittler Live will work as long as that's the case. But what I'm really interested in is, where's your remote assistant? Who's helping you do the production? And do they have to be in the same room? Do they have to be in the same network? How much can they do from wherever or on their phone?
To that point, I would say something else on our roadmap is not only supporting XLS documents, but Google Sheets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we want to drive to as well. But that's not there today.
Got it. So does Google Sheets open a CSV format? Does it maintain?
It's its own format, really.
Okay.
And yeah.
Interesting. Have you?
I mean, you can download it and stuff, but as far as being live updated, it's their own format.
Now, one of the things I'm always asking you is how much testing you've done of the web controller apps, like whether it's the scoreboard tool or whether it's the social tool on mobile devices and mobile browsers.
Well, we have done that, yeah. So I've been updating the scores on my phone.
Nice.
Which is really fun.
Do you recommend the Safari browser or the Chrome browser or the Android generic Samsung browser?
We don't have a particular browser that we recommend. Actually, they're on all of them. I would say that it depends on the interface design itself. You know, if you look at the scoreboard tool, that probably might work on a phone, might be a little small, but maybe a tablet. Like, you know, a tablet or an iPad or something would be a good tool to use for that. So, but like the social media tool, you can get that on an iPad or something like that, and it works pretty nice.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, let's finish up with the final sort of set here, because I know we've been through a lot and you've covered a lot. I mean, this is so powerful what you guys are doing, and it's really looking really cool. And I really want to start playing with some of the new stuff and the new updates. Travis, is there something like, have you you talked about bringing things in through Complete, combining different types of sources, and sort of your roadmap a little. Where are you? How far along are you in achieving like your next update? Are you on a release cadence? Are you kind of planning every 2 months? You want to put out a new update?
What we're doing with Tittler Live specifically is really this. We are really doing a cadence that's unlike what of our other products, what we've done with other products. So like, you know, Tittler Pro for video editors is kind of on this yearly big update. But what we're doing with Tittler Live is every month and a half or so, we're coming out with new inputs, for example, or a better way to do spreadsheets, such as like, you know, the Google Sheets I was talking about. So we're really trying to keep it as fresh as we possibly can, because this product is growing.
Yeah.
And the reality is the other solutions out there that can do what you all just saw today.
Right.
They're $30,000, $40,000.
They're insane.
Right.
Yeah, and they still don't do everything this can do.
Exactly, and you know, the social thing is used by another enterprise solution somewhere else, and that kind of thing. And that's why we're seeing a lot of productions like really looking at this thing and saying, "Hey, Tittler Live, maybe I don't have to spend the $40,000 solution.
Maybe I don't have to." So actually, on that note, there's some comments here that I'd like to throw on the screen. So Deborah Lee, if we could put these back up. So first one comes from Seth, and he's saying, let's see if I can throw this live here. He says that I'm a religious Twitch viewer, and I can honestly say, hold on, let me throw it. There it is. I can honestly say that this looks worlds cooler than any of the titles that top streamers are currently using.
Funny you should mention Twitch.
All right, and that's actually, someone else said, I haven't heard you mention Twitch yet. Let's see. Here it is. I'm going to push that one live. Seth, seems they haven't mentioned Twitch yet. I am also looking forward to their answer if it will work on Twitch or not. So here you go, Travis, on the hot seat.
So actually, we have a dedicated product for gaming.
Okay.
And it's called Overstream. And so OVR Stream. So if you go to overstream.com, overstream.com, you will find a product that is tailored to gaming and streaming. And it works with scenes. So it's the concept of building your own scene. I can show you right here. I think I have.
I can go to overstream.com on my site too, if you want. Here we go.
There you go. So we have support for Stream Deck, for text file reading, for Twitch, for Twitter, for YouTube Live, for Stream Tips, Streamlabs. We've got clocks you can use for speed running. and it works with all the different solutions out there, including Game Show.
And it looks like it's based on the Tittler Live, like architecture and a lot of the stuff that we're talking about today. Now, this can you differentiate this one a little bit from what we saw today in terms of pricing and features? And is there anything this can do that the that what you just showed today, Tittler Live Complete, can't do, or vice versa?
Nothing that Tittler Live Complete can't do. It is a subscription base for one.
Okay.
And then for two, it's really trying to dial down the interface to be focused on the gamer's needs.
Okay.
And then thirdly, it comes with
I see
assets.
This sort of like stripped down interface here. It's a simpler title designer and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay.
And it also, the assets that come along with it, the templates, are focused on what does it mean to get a full overlay together. Where's my tip? Where's my new follower?
Right.
And those kinds of things. And so the graphics that come along with it are very tailored for gaming and for gaming and streaming.
Have you guys found that running these softwares, whether it's Overstream or Tittler Live Complete, in conjunction or simultaneously on the same system as Wirecast or your streaming encoder and switcher, how much extra work or how many additional resources does it require to run these applications effectively, in addition to everything you already need for the switching and transitions and all that stuff and coding?
One thing that takes juice, I would say, is the initial cache of something, and I think you saw that happen, right? So like if I go to this bug here and I move it or I scale it up, right?
Yeah, we see the clock wheels beginning every time.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a cache because I've truly changed this 3D scene, right? But now I'm going to go live with it.
But once it's in the cache, it looks super smooth. It's butter smooth.
Yeah, so there we go. So let's see. Let's go check out Tittler Live. It's hanging out at right now. I'm streaming to another machine where I'm doing my other Wirecast kind of mix and stuff, and I'm hanging out at 2% CPU, 3% CPU.
Not bad.
I don't know if you can see that. So playing, and this is playing, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up. So I'm going to do my left bar and my lower third, and I'm going to bring in a social comment, right? Gosh, this is ugly. All right, so I'm still hanging out, maybe at 6% CPU.
That's nothing.
Right? So if that gives you an idea of what's going on there.
And this is or is not running on the same machine that Wirecast is running on?
At present, I'm running on two different machines. I'm using NDI to put my mix together.
Got it. Yeah. No, that's really, really cool. All right, let's see if we throw any other last comments or questions on here. Thanks for telling us about Overstream. Glad to know it works with our gaming product, Game Show, which is another sort of gamified, stripped-down version of Wirecast for gamers and Twitch streamers. And let's see. I'm going to send, let's see, timeout clock is still going. Looks like we, from Bill. And he joined late, so maybe you missed the answer. I'm going to push this one line through this. How much CPU resources does this take up in complete mode? I think we just covered that. So it didn't seem like a lot, and you're running complete there. So it's pretty impressive what you can do with all this. All right.
Actually, one thing I'd like to try with the audience, if you don't mind.
Yeah, if we have a little, do one more thing.
Yeah, so we have this other kind of polling that comes with the social product, and it's called comment polling. And it finds comments or strings of words within the comments. And it'd be great to hear from the audience, why do you stream? What kind of market are you in? And up here on the screen, you can see there's 6 different topics that we have here. How is House of Worship, EDU for education, sports, live events, marketing, and corporate. And it'd be interesting to just try this and see if people put in their Facebook comments one of those words and see how that comes through.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. So, and just to be clear, do they leave the comment on our stream on the Facebook, on the Wirecast Facebook page, or do they leave it on your stream? I think we hit a stream on your page as well.
No. At least we're on Wirecast's Facebook page, right?
Comment stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook comment stream.
All right.
Yeah. So we got one EDU coming in.
All right. Let me see if I can grab this. Somehow I lost my Facebook. Here it is. Okay.
3 EDU.
And I'm definitely, I think my closest one here is going to be corporate.
Is that you a corporate guy?
Let's see if that comes through there.
Funny. There we go. 4 EDU, 1 sport,
Nice.
1 house of worship, 2 sports.
Oh, my corporate didn't come through
Okay.
yet. Let's see if this goes
Oh,
through.
Andrew.
This might be, then it might be on your page then, I'm thinking. Let me jump over to yours.
Got a live event here. I think he just doesn't like you, Andrew.
You think it just doesn't
That's
like
right.
me? All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
with it.
leave my corporate. I'm gonna go to your page here. Hold on.
2 live
NewBlueFX.
events.
Here we go. Facebook. All right, found you. Now let's see if I find the stream here. There we are. Okay. And
Yeah, I think we're pulling, Andrew. I think we're pulling from your Facebook page. Is what we're doing.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to prove one way or the other. Maybe.
Prove it one way or the other. But so far, education's winning. So that's a really interesting piece of information to know. And I guess people watch your show to get educated, right, Andrew?
That is right. Education. I guess I could have put education. It's true. This is non-traditional, non-higher institutional learning. Okay.
So yeah, so
Education's
just to
the
point
winner.
out- yeah, so just to point out that you can put in whatever strings in the comment polling that you want, and be able to count those. So that's the main idea there.
That is so
So-
cool. And you can change the colors if you wanted of each of the growing boxes there.
Oh, that's just one template. You can
It's
make up
just
whatever
template,
you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, it's just a template, right?
That is so
That's
rad.
that's the great thing that we don't ship with, I guess lack of a better word, pre-canned. You can only use these designs.
Right.
It's like all of this stuff is editable to exactly what your brand is, what you want to communicate. We give you templates to get started, not to lock you into that look. So there you go. You know,
Nice.
it's like it's possible.
Well, Travis, this flew by. This was really fun. I love seeing all the new stuff. I'm so excited. You've got looping, you've got polling, you've got audience response polling and comment polling. You didn't just stop at one or the other. You did both. And like you said, this is incredibly powerful stuff. These features sell for a lot more money, and now anybody has access to them, which is amazing. And even if you just have a Wirecast license, Lace Wirecast license, you have this stuff
to
at
go.
your fingertips. All right.
Yep,
Well,
get
anything?
started.
Where can people get more info? What? Any last things you'd like to share before we sign off for today?
Just NewBlueFX.com. Just to check things out. Right here we got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
No beard.
Email sales@newblue.com. Elise will take care of you. And do know that everyone that buys a Wirecast has Tittler Live Express. Look out for that email. I think what you guys are doing right now is you're asking for Wirecast registrations, and that registration they get the download link for Tittler Live.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that happens.
Yeah, if you have any
and-
questions, we can help. If you,
Yes.
a lot of people, but it should come with you. It should all be relatively automatic. The minute you register all your gear or anything like that, you get an email with your license and for NewBlue and your download link for NewBlue, and you also get the Wirecast download and license. All right. Well, Travis,
There you go.
Happy holidays. Thank you, man. This
Happy
was
holidays. All right. Thank you so much, Andrew.
All right.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you again next time.
Take care.
Well, there you have it. Mr. Travis White from NewBlueFX from San Diego joining us live with a great demo showing us all the really amazing things that NewBlue software can do. It's only getting better and better. I'm really excited to see where they're going with this and what they've already done. I mean, they've already done so much. It's a little even overwhelming because I'm just thinking about, man, we could just... there's no reason why we can't just completely up our game and sit here and design more titles and more templates and really get things dialed in as far as when I push a comment live or when I put it on the screen. So hopefully we will be taking some of these lessons that we learned from Travis as well and implementing on this show for Season 3, which, again, will be in after the holidays on January 11th. So we're taking a bit of a break here, and we'll be off for the holidays. We did a Christmas show last year, an ugly sweater show. It was really fun, sort of a holiday-themed show. And if we have some time or if we're around, we may try something again this year, but we'll see. No promises for that. Just stay tuned to your inboxes. We'll send you an update if we've got a live show going on. All right, and don't forget, if you do want to get notified of any shows and our schedule, you can get notified by going to telestream.net/WirecastLive or following us on any of the social channels that we stream on: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, Periscope. Next up, I would like to thank our partners for the show. And our technology partners who make this possible. We could not do this without them or their technology, and they do an amazing job, all of them, including NewBlueFX right there in the middle. And I'd like to thank you, our audience, for tuning in and making this a fun and successful show, for pitching in on the comments, allowing us to put them on the screen and answer your questions, and really playing along with the polls and everything else that we did this show. It was a lot of fun. I hope you'll see a lot more of that on this show moving forward in Season 3. We will continue to do better and continue to refine and improve our show. And if you want more resources, the link was right there. You can get over to telestream.net/wirecast/resources and get other tutorials, other videos, and things like that. And that's all I have for you, folks. We will see you after the holidays. Happy holidays. And thanks again for tuning in. This was a wonderful Season 2. It's a great way to wrap up our second season of the show. And I can't wait for Season 3. See you then. Bye-bye.